What's going on, guys? Rad-I-Nation here. I know this is a day late and $1 short of Happy DMX Day, but I just now got around to editing this, so sorry. I'm going to take you a quick tour of all my gear. So we'll kind of start here in my studio, music room, game room, whatever you want to call it. So here we got the new MARQ MixTrack Pro 3 with the Neon Reloop, or the Reloop by Neon, and the Novation Dicers. I know it's a bit of overkill for just this little thing, but I am selling these two right now. Keeping the Dicers because I do have an Audio-Technica turntable that I will be using the Dicers with eventually. That's another story for another day. And then also on here, I got my little rollout drawer. As you can see, lights up green. What other color would I use? So this case is actually for the new MARQ NS7 III, which I had. I'll do a video maybe one day on why I got rid of it and went to my first controller I started using. But I just basically modified this case. Put some LED lights in it. If you can see, maybe. I got 3 jacks on the side, power and audio in and out. Also here, I have a jack for my headphones, and there's also a USB connection so I can charge my phone, and a handy dandy cup holder. Oh, and a power supply. It's the ADJ POW-R link. No, sorry, it's the POW-R USB. I got it because it's a power strip and a powered USB hub. Makes everything work great. This used to be my old mixer that I used. It's just now sits in my house for when I DJ and practice and listen to music and whatnot. Excuse me. For speakers inside my little studio, if you want to call it, I've got an Onkyo home theater system. It's 6 speakers and a subwoofer. Yeah. Then here's where I edit all my videos and junk. I know this isn't a proper audio mic that most people would use for vlogs and stuff, but this is the Shure PGA48 or 48 PGA, whatever it is. It's those letters and number combination, but it's by Shure. All that runs into my Scarlett 2i2 audio interface, monitor for when I split screens, and the Mackie BTL, or it's the Mackie 5-inch Bluetooth speakers. I have tape over this because when the bass hits, it loves to rattle that little button, which is your Bluetooth audio connection. And on the back of here, you got 2 different lines in. You got your 1/4 inch TRS, TS, and then your RCAs, and then you also have speaker wires that run to your other speakers. There's pretty cool configuration on here. You can flip the switch so you know what speaker's on the right, what speaker's on the left. If you are a left-handed person and you want to control your volume over here, you just flip the speakers and flip that switch. Much needed external 2 terabyte hard drive. It's got all my music, shows, whatnot. Case for my IEMs that should be in there, but they're not. Yes, I started off as a guitarist and then went to the dark side of music, as I love to say. I think that's a great look for Marshmallow. What do you think? Decorations of stuff. Yes, that's Spud McKenzie, original ICP album. That one's still in cellophane, that one's not, because I actually listened to that one. I actually have 2 copies of that. That's why that one's still in cellophane. And you wouldn't believe me even if I showed you, but I do have the original Lynyrd Skynyrd, what is it, Streets of Fire. You know, the album that was pulled right after their tragic plane crash. If It'll Light. Ryan Upchurch, he's a local guy. Kentucky Headhunters, had that since I was a little kid. Like a lot of people say, never forget your roots. So guitar is where I started. So yeah, that's the studio. or man cave, or whatever you want to call it. So welcome to my dungeon. I got all crap all over the place. As you can see, it's a multitude of everything: lighting, DJing, parts, trains, fixing stuff, building stuff, rock band. Yeah. So let's kind of go over my lights real quick. Try not to bore you too much. I got 4 Focus Spot 3Zs. If you haven't watched a video on how I made the beam effects, watch it. It's pretty cool. I'm actually going to be changing out the gobos to a center punch gobo instead of the offset. I'll explain that in another video. I got 9 of these hex pars. They're the Meg 100. A little bit different than this one. This is the Mega Hex Par profile or something. They look the same, other than this one's a little bit bigger. They look the same, pretty much do the same, but the DMX mapping is different. This is the newest member of the lighting family. It's the American DJ UB12. You can pixel map it. It's got 6 zones of colors. It's hex LED. Pretty much everything I own, I've swapped over to hex LED just because there's much more versatility, I should say. I got some little cheap UV pars here. I say they're eliminators, but they're not. They look like eliminators, but I actually bought them off Wish, if I remember correctly. Only lights I ever recommend buying off Wish, actually. Everything else is crap. As you can see, I got 2 bars like this strapped to the ceiling. This will all be coming out of here hopefully within a month or so. Stay tuned and watch videos. So moving on, I got the Chauvet Scorpion Dual RGB. It's a pretty nice unit for a laser that's DMX. It's not bad. I want to get another one. That way I can put one on each side. They look a little bit more symmetrical. And then when we're on stage, I actually have this configured in the stage arrangement. So when I'm running lights for a stage and bands, these two will actually be kind of like this, doing a side fill. And I would actually mount the laser there, kind of like crossing in the center. That's the American DJ Stinger II. The strobing function in the laser don't work. I don't know why. Whatever. That was one of my first lights I ever bought. I would actually say one of the original lights that I still have that I first bought. Moving on, everything's still symmetrical over there, symmetrical down here. That's the Data Stream 4 by Chauvet. It's a DMX splitter and booster. It's made for 3-pin and or 5-pin. Back there is the Fog Furry Jet by American DJ. I got another one in the mail, so these won't be my new babies anymore. I got another one of those coming in. Again, symmetrical layout. That was the first fog unit I ever bought. Got my Magna Tubes here. I only use those for acoustic shows or smaller DJ sets. Another 3 set of panel facades for my larger setup. Tripods galore. This little beam thing from American DJ. Let's go over there. Slowly bumping up. I'm thinking I may get rid of this truss eventually. I know I'm kind of jumping like I always do. I don't have a script that I'm going off of. I'm going to be eventually kind of doing away with this truss and do 2 big T-bars. I'm going to still be using the same tripods. These are actually by Odyssey USA, and so is the whole truss system. Most I-beam trusses that you buy as a DJ, they go like this, so you have your 2 beams up and down. But that's the Pro X truss adapter, and I flipped the beam, however you want to say that, vertical, lateral, whatever. It gives me more flexibility for lighting. Eventually that'll be upgraded to 12-inch trussing. All my bags, hard case. Gotta love Harbor Freight. DMX controller. That was my first thing I ever learned DMX lighting on. I basically use that for home use for little parties when I don't feel like running all my lights and troubleshooting lights and whatnot. Fog fluids, DJing parts, cleaners, bubble unit that I've used once, I got for free. Here's my 2-inch T-bars I'm talking about. These are Global Truss, I believe. Either Global Truss or Pro X, I can't remember. And there's no sticker on them, so I don't know. 2 homemade cases. I don't think I'll ever post a video of me making these because video's too drawn long out. People comment saying my videos are too long anyways. But these are 2 cases I made for the Magna Tubes. They're foamed inside. I can hold 2 Magna Tubes and 2 PARs as well. That's how I purposely made it. Speaking of the PARs that go with this, forgot one light. Those are the VPARs. Those are the only non-hex units other than my movers that I have. Oh, and that's a tri-LED. But all those lights I use for uplighting and stuff, so UV and stuff like that really don't matter. Sure, we'll hit this while we're down here. This is the EKX18 SP sub. It's a beast. I love it. Cables, clamps. This is probably one of the best Haze units I've ever bought. It's the MARQ or Marquee, however you want to say it. Haze 700. The only downfall is it's not DMXable. It does have a, so you can say, a MIDI port or type of port. So I'll just run a 75-foot MIDI cable from here to the front of the house so I can control it from the stage. I know that's probably a no-no, but hey, it works. Cases, 2 Pro X cases here for my focus spots. More tubing, DJ table, which I'm going to be building one. XLR cables, DMX cables, clamps and rigging stuff. My QSC K12s, the big cases for the K12s. Original PA system that I first DJ'd with now sits in my basement as a home basement system. On stage stand, probably can't see it too well, but that's what I use for smaller gigs when I don't bring the table. Oh, we got tarps, more bags and clamps and stuff. Headset. I have a lavalier here as well, and this is an over-ear. Oh, those are pretty neat. Those are the weights for my canopy that's like in that corner, or right there I should say. I do have on the list to buy legit rain covers for my movers, because these are way more expensive to replace than a par can. Homemade totems that I use for house. Power strip, gotta have those. There's the POW-R link. Those are what I use for my lighting and lighting only. I've made some homemade drop boxes for the stage and whatnot. VPAR or VBAR, I should say. Cool little tidbit on this. It's the same exact DMX mapping as the VPARs. So these kind of are awesome because if you're in a scenario where you got the PARs programmed but you can't use the PARs and the bars look better, you can just toss the bars, put them on the same address, and they'll look just as good. Eventually I want to see if I can get some tube trussing. I want to come off here about 2 feet and then come across. That way I can clamp these on to light up my facade when I'm DJing. I also have another idea for my facade that I want to do. I'm not telling you because if it works it's going to be awesome and then everyone's going to be stealing my idea. No, it's not a TV. Everyone does that. Oh, by the way, that's a Tri-Strip 3Z by Proline Venue or Venue Proline, however they say it. This is the cheaper ADJ tripod. It goes like to 10 feet. I only use it to put the bars on. I got these on it for now just for programming purposes. Speaker I'm trying to repair. lid, rack case lid, spare cables and extra cables that I may never need, but if I don't bring, I will need. Alto T212, it's my monitor, it's a 12-inch. Not the best, but it works great for monitor. 5 panels of facade. By the way, these are the Rockville facades. I bought the 2 4-pack, so I have a total of 8. I usually use 5 smaller events, 8 at bigger events. I may be swapping that up soon to 5 for small events and 7 for large events. And again, you'll see why later. Junk, more junk. Best thing I ever invested in, cable walkovers. I got enough to do 50-foot run. I got that. Dartboard, drill press, trailer ramps, trash can, jack, my lighting command center when I'm not DJing. Dell Inspiron 15 with touchscreen, so I run everything on. SoundSwitch, ADJ 3.0, Rider DJ, MA3, MA3D. My newest lighting addition is the Akai APC40. Gotta have gaff tape. Rack case that holds another mixer that I do sub-mixing off of my Behringer XR18, which I have a separate computer that runs that. It's an old dinosaur, but it works. Pyle POS switching relay to turn things on and off. DBX DriveRack PA2. Rack drawer with my mics and rechargeable batteries. Cheap Chinese fan to keep everything cool. The X Air 50-foot snake. I'm terrible at sound. I'm glad I have the internet to help me out with that. Backdrop for videos down here. Junk over there. Power supply box. Portable air tank that I'm going to use to eventually make a confetti cannon out of. Bolts and nuts and washers and stuff. The top row is all extra DJ parts, zip ties, electrical tape, everything. More parts and whatnot. More nuts and bolts and parts and zip ties and miscellaneous junk. My workbench, my new workbench that was my dad's. Not going to get emotional right now. Sticker wall. Stickers. I'm a sticker guy. I love stickers, as you could tell by the lid on my rack case. And the POS Pyle PADH 1079s. They sound like crap, but for basement use and home parties, they sound good enough. Well, I think that is everything. All electrical and wiring. Another case that I'm building. If you need a case, hit me up. I love building cases. List of to-dos, to makes, and whatnot. Like I said, all this stuff will be out of here in about 2 months, hopefully, give or take. I shouldn't say all of it. I should say most of it. And it'll be pretty cool. Oh, I can't forget the party favorite everyone in the basement loves. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my little rig rundown, room rundown, setup-ish, and whatnot. I will address one thing real quick. I know on my gear list, I still have the NS7 III listed. It's because I still have videos from a couple years ago that I haven't edited yet. So once I get all those videos out of my queued to edit list, I will take that off. I should probably only add the gear that's in the video, but it's easier just to copy and paste. That was my ringtone. I'll say who. June 6th looks like our first gig, a private party full band. So I'll need to see how big this room is, see how much lights I need to bring. Alright guys, so till next time, Rad-I-Nation, signing off.